Can I try and speak up for this one? Just because I'm becoming a pro. Oh, that looks up. My drawing. This Leonard is taking care of me, kind of like, not that I need it, but this is him washing dishes. He's smiling. He's really awesome. My best friend, I think. Or is he? This is another, no, that one's rubbish. This is a bottle. And pen. I have some more. Guess I'll get one. This is a tree. This is the view from from one of the windows in our house. So the key to drawing, which I rediscovered after I lost it. So like, you're drawing an eye, but instead of just trying to get the shape of it, you know, like, oh, this is the outline of the eye I'm drawing. And then you fill in the circle, the iris. Instead of that rubbish, you kind of say, okay, what does this actually imprint on me? Like, I was drawing Anne with an E, I was drawing and I thought, okay, so she's there. What is she actually? So you're not drawing the outline of the eye, you're drawing the feeling of the eye, like the eye. What is an eye, you know, like, you're trying to capture something, like the expression, the circularity of it, the something of it. You're not merely drawing a shape, you're not drawing a line on the paper. You're drawing an impression or a feeling, you know? So that's enough about drawing, I guess. It happened to fluke on this video for whatever reason. So I don't know who's watching this, if or why. I don't know what to say. I'll just wait for inspiration, you know. Like the art thing was just like random. I didn't think I was gonna do that. If you wanna get over porn addiction, just watch porn, but don't touch yourself. This is really embarrassing. And just watch it, and after like 5 minutes, it'll start looking weird. Like I found myself thinking, okay, so the leg ends in a foot, okay, and at the upper end it ends in a butt, and I've been obsessed with that for years. What's been the big deal? Okay, enough. I hope no one can hear me like the neighbors. What else? What else? There's dumb stuff, like if you smoked weed, this is all like, if I smoked weed, I would be telling you some really cool stuff. This is something I learned when I smoked weed, alright? See, people form triangles. Okay, and so there's 3 people, okay, there's 5 people, and they formed a triangle like this. Now this is the alpha male. This is, on his right side, his first disciple, so to speak. And this disciple can't quite go directly to the alpha, so he goes through this guy. Now if you see a triangle of people sitting like this, and this guy is talking to this guy, it means he's helping him. But if he turns back to this guy, and this guy is also looking at this guy, that means it's a healthy flow. They're both looking at the alpha. Now the alpha can't always have one stream of people. Sometimes he has to sustain people with 2 streams of thinking. So this stream of thinking is different from this stream. That's why they've come from 2 different directions, right? You get it? I hope so. Anyway, sometimes this is the X, this is the demon. Sometimes you'll find a demon hunting this group, and he'll never come in as a leader. He'll just come in and hunt, and he'll go at the back end and start trying to pull people away from the alpha. Alphas are naturally occurring people in society. You know, they can change. I mean, some people are just better, like, attuned, so it's just the way the world works. But the demons sometimes come in at the end and they hunt. And you'll always find a demon in any church or any senior citizen home. There's a demon there. Any place where people, I'm not even sure, because everything I learned when I was high, I've forgotten. It's hard to remember all the cool stuff you learned when you were high. Not learned, but saw. But that's it. And what else? That one's been on my mind. I see it everywhere, you know. Sometimes in a whole mosque you'll see like a big triangle form. So you'll see this this is a group of people now. Instead of one person, these are groups of people, and at the center there's maybe one person or a group of people. Big triangle. Sorry. What else? Cats. Cats, I don't know. Why are they so, like, arrogant or something? When I was high once, I was just enjoying myself. in the now. Then a cat came through a bush, and I don't remember how it talked to me, but it told me I had to follow it through a hole in the fence into the neighbor's garden, and this was in England, so it was a bit easier than doing it in Kenya. And I followed it, did a lot of crazy things, thanks to the weed, you know. Now, no weed access, but anyway. Shit, I hope no one can hear me. Doesn't matter. I'm just a dumbass, you know, everyone's a dumbass. I was gonna die. What was the thing? The cats, man. Once I was talking to a dog. I've talked to them a few times. And it was telling me to climb over a fence. And I was just telling it, oh, you're so cute. Telling me to climb over the fence, and I was just like, oh, you're so cute. Got tired of me. Once a dog led me to my dog, which had been captured by some people. It wasn't that interesting, it was very basic, but the dog told me before it appeared to me that I'm gonna lead you to your dog and don't be frightened when I appear. Then I felt something brushed against my hand and I jumped. And it turned out it was just the dog, and the dog told me, oh, why are you afraid? I told you I was coming. Then it led me to my dog, and some people were trying to steal it. If anyone watches this, let me know in the comments where you're watching this from the world, you know. That'd fascinate me. I'm acting like a YouTube. All the food was poisoned. When I got enlightened, I wasn't allowed to eat. You know what I mean if you've ever been enlightened. I allow it to, like who's allowing you, but the spirit was preventing me from eating anything. It's like it's all poisoned, I don't get it, or maybe I just have to go on that 40-day journey like Christ or something. You know, like you have to overcome the world before you can overcome the mind. You can get high just from not eating, like as high as anything, just from not eating, you know. What else do I want to tell myself? Stuff's been in my head, you know. Maybe this creates this kind of fun for me, to be honest. Cold showers are amazing. They're not as hard as they seem. Feeling your emotions. And just kind of, you're not in control of anything that happens to you or within you. There's no control there. When you feel like shit, there's nothing you can do to get out. You can't, either you can or you can't think positively. Everything is just happening and you're just a witness. You're not the things. You're not the thoughts in your head, so how can you, who's going to control them? Another thought's going to control the thought, isn't it? You're just a floating witness. It's like if you're, yeah. Let me put something else on the camera. This is my house. Don't know what you think of it. Français. Okay, I can't see anything. Shit, this thing is long. 15 minutes. Oof. Maybe I'll watch this in 5 years and think what well, no, I won't. I mean, what if I'm not 5 years from now? I hope you enjoyed the session I told you about the triangles, you know. If you just, I don't know how you translate that into your vision, but it's a grand breaker. It doesn't seem like that big a deal now that I'm saying it to you. But it is. Well, it was, maybe it will be, but not right now. It doesn't feel like a big deal. Maybe the person watching this doesn't find it to be a big deal, so that's the energy right now. There's not that much to be an interesting person, you know. It doesn't come out of gathering. This was gathered. But the best stuff is kind of like energetic. It's not fascinating, it's just energetic. You can be fascinated by a drop of water falling from a tree more so than a year worth of watching Netflix. It's just the energy behind it. No, never mind that last sentence. And the way I figure it, you know, when you're enlightened, or to whatever extent I was, it's like, it takes no effort to sustain except when the Holy Spirit tells you to do something, you gotta do it. If it tells you to punch a guy or something, and it's still not easy even when you're enlightened. Well, everyone's experience is different. I might tell you something completely different. But it usually involves physical pain. I have to come to terms with that. Or I'm not even afraid of the pain, I'm just afraid to take the leap. I'm not afraid of pain. Well, physical I'm not afraid of, but maybe I am, yeah, I probably am when the time comes to take on that physical pain, like, obviously. But it's more like the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And I'm not allowed to talk about this to too many people in my life, but it seems like I'm allowed to talk about it on freaking YouTube. Freaking something, not the thing I just said, but you're not watching the thing I just said, you're watching, like, through a portal, you're watching a window that's taking you into, like, through a dimension into another person's, like, this is a window. Literally a window. Very literally once you, like, get high. Oh, Leonard. Oh, I picked that for you, T. You don't even have got a shoe. What else would you say? This Takataka. But I'm not doing him justice. He's actually so awesome. And then I call him a rare rat. Rare rat. He wrote this on the wall. Okay, I guess I'll just go. Like, fuck off, man. Spirit's making me watch a video. I don't want to watch this shit. So, and that's... No, never mind. I'm not doing it. It's going to be a long ass video. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Oh, ice cream. Give me some ice cream. No, Sonny. Sonny Jim, I think you need some vegetarian steak beef to fill that little tummy of yours, nigga Jim. Or else I will postpone our meeting to next Wednesday. Will that be fitting for you, sir? Yes, madam. Next Wednesday suits me perfectly. It's the most fun thing I can be doing right now in my sphere. Yeah, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing right now than talking to your future. Yeah, talking to the future. Keep everything aside. Deathbed. Worthwhile day. So Sadhguru says, before you sleep, you decide, okay, this is my last night on earth. I'm going to fall asleep and die. And did I spend this day well? I'm going to try that tonight when I sleep. Sadhguru. Just saying it. You know, me and Sadhguru were just watching the ducks. Then Sadhguru says to me, he says, that fucking duck stole my fucking bread. And I'm like, Sadhguru, keep it down, mate. And Sadhguru is like, fuck you, homie. You don't know what it's like. Sadhguru is my G. My G. That isn't... Let me draw something now from the spirit. Let's see what it makes me draw and put on the screen. Spirit can be fun, except when it's telling you to grab your mother's breasts. Yeah? But hopefully I'll be able to follow whatever it wants me to do someday. So I'm drawing from the spirits. what this is supposed to be. It says Cartoon Network on it. Maybe people should watch more Cartoon Network. The breast milk of a cow, sweetened. How delightful. I'm a pig. A real piggy. I was like 55 kilograms in mental hospital. Now I'm 95. Nothing can replace the silence. Look at this now, I'm eating in my hand. I'm sorry. She wouldn't kill me, she would lure me into a sense of, well, look at yourself, you pathetic piece of shit. I bought that ice cream. But I'm learning to not be a bastard. I mean, she is paying for everything, you know, it's a big deal. Don't wanna go. You're now 28 minutes in. Unless you skipped. No one's gonna watch this. No, they will have views. We promise you 50 views by the end of next week. Sometimes a voice talks to me in my head and I'm not sure if it's a God voice or just a bullshit voice. It tells me stuff. Sometimes its stuff correlates with the spirit. Sometimes the spirit just kind of ignores it and whatever. So, do you get voices? Are they real? Or is every voice that pops into your head just a demon talking? Not really you. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And if you get really scared by that, that's cool, because, you know, it's scary. We're mad. Not we, I mean, we're mad, yeah. We're mad. This voice in our head. We're mad. saved some benzexols, like 20 of them. I'd been saving them in a coat pocket, and my mom threw them, and then I put them somewhere, but I probably should find a better hiding place. I hope I remember to do that. Benzos can make you a bit high, but not in a bad way. Not like weed. The spirit won't get stronger, it'll just kind of chill you out. Weed isn't bad, but you have to deal with, if you only have one spliff and then you smoke it and you do all kinds of stuff, the spirit doesn't give a shit about tomorrow, but when tomorrow comes, you'll be there sober, and you'll have to be sent off, or you'll have to deal with the repercussions of everything you did when you were high. But if that's what God wants, that's what you'll do. Apparently everything is according to plan. Everything according to plan. No one talks about the spirits on TV, this TV show, shut up. But I'm talking about it. Maybe it'll be like it's allowing me to, so maybe it'll tell me to take all these videos down tomorrow. Because it doesn't give a shit. It's just about now for it. So maybe that'll be fucking shit. No, maybe, no, we wouldn't do that if he's... Am I going crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me possibly? Now who do you think that you are? Haha. Bless your soul, you really think you're in control? Well, ever since I was little, it looked like fun. So, it is no coincidence how come. Well, I always tell the time in the world, so maybe you can check out my crib. I'm gonna show you my crib. This is my roof. This is my shirt, which I don't like. I only have one shirt I like. This is my broken tooth from when this pissed off nurse overdosed me on medication. He gave me a swollen butt for like 2-3 days. And this, I don't know if you can see it, but I burnt myself with a cigarette for like 20 seconds. That's like a nail in my crucifix, but you can't see it. Too bad for you, you sucker. And you fell for it. Now let's channel another drawing. I don't know if this means anything to anyone. It's not me. No, it's not you. It's a balloon of a bald man. That will be the title of my other of my podcast when I what was it? What's this random book? Let's read some channelings. These measures will reinforce the durability of the building. Tomato sauce. The emphasis on dialogue takes us to the essence of its flavors, values, open to diversity, the world, judging by daily gaps and ignorance gaps. Despite extensive and widely used, lucrative social trend, brain power here today, mental gymnastics will be the child of the candle pretty girl there. Did you get anything from that? I think it meant something from me. It's just kind of vaguely pointing out that this is what I need to be doing right now before I become superhuman. The gifts of God on this earth are really magnificent. I mean, once you start to see clearly, physically, there'll be no. To me, everything when I was enlightened, everything looked like it was made out of the same thing, made out of plasticine. So that makes sense. Just different colored plasticine. There was no metal or wood. And there's no space between me and anything. There was no air. And my thoughts, never mind that, and I couldn't look anyone in the eye except this one nurse called Lee. And then the spirits took control. I never thought about what to say. The spirits would just say it. And if you want to have a good conversation with someone, don't bother thinking about an intelligent answer. Just speak as if you're listening to your own voice as part of the conversation from outside. Don't think about quality answers. Don't bother thinking. Just babble out bullshit. I think we're almost getting to the end of this video. Thank God for someone. I might make another. What am I? If someone views this, I'll be very happy. Then I'll feel like I've done something. Okay, I guess I'll leave. No, I won't yet. You know, babies, when they cry, they're not just dumb. Babies aren't meant to cry all the time or at all. They only cry when something is energetically wrong or aloof. People think, oh, he's a baby, that's why he's crying. But it's something in the energy field that's making that baby cry. He's sensing evil somewhere near. The other day, this kid, you know those big bottles of water, this was an empty bottle and she tipped it over. And she cried at the noise it made when it fell. And the mother was like, oh, what are you doing? It's just a bottle, beta. But I knew that the bottle made that sound because the person handling that bottle had put a negative energy imprint on that bottle. They had negative feelings maybe about the racial, like the neighborhood, they didn't like us or something. So or maybe it was the maid who did it, begrudgingly took the bottle, and that the bottle remembered that, and the kid let the bottle free. Inanimate objects, they all have consciousness, they're all alive to an extent, not to an extent, to another vibration. Like at a restaurant, each person's table will look different after they've finished eating. And that, the way they've crumpled up their tissue, reflects everything they've been thinking during the meal. As a matter, I want to extend on that, like, every person whose eyes you look into, you'll get a completely different feeling. Because each person is a universe unto themselves. So this chick in rehab was like, oh, why did the white lady fall in love with, or the white man fall in love with the Maasai lady? And she said, oh, it's purely physical. I was like, no, woman. Woman, know your place, don't speak. No, I'm joking. But I said, no. I said what I just said to you, You look into someone's eyes, you see another world in every different person's eyes. It's wonderful. If you could come into the now, whatever you've been through, whatever hell, would be worth it. I don't promise you that, but I believe it. I know it. It's worth it, but it doesn't seem like it at the time. To be alive, it doesn't seem like it's worth being alive sometimes. I used to pray to Satan that he would kill me, and maybe I'd be less of a problem to him in the future. I was like, dude, just kill me. But he never did. Then I tried to use the law of attraction to attract a gun to myself so I could shoot myself in the head. But it didn't work. I didn't have enough motivations to keep using the secrets, which I think is real, but it is, well, I think. I've never used it properly. But it'll all be worth it if you can come into the now, even if at the age of 90 and you have dementia or whatever they call it, whatever they want to describe it as, and you come into the now. Maybe that 90 years is what you needed. I hope I get to eat prawns one of these days. I'm going to ask my mom, and I'm going to ask her for dumbbells for my brother, and I'm going to work out. It's going to be awesome. Take some steroids. I'm serious. No, yes, I'm serious. Take some steroids. Why am I... Okay. Take some steroids. And meet a nice lady. Netflix has taught me a lot about what a relationship can really be beyond physical intimacy. Can find a soulmate, maybe that idea is dying, but it shouldn't die. It should be a lot more than people. I mean, if you sleep around, then even when you meet the right person, you'll still have that mentality, or you'll have to heal yourself. And every time I've prayed to God for sex, He's said no. Ask for something else. So I asked, let me move to this house with a garden, and He's like, yeah, alright. But no, I'm not giving you sex. Don't know why. I mean, I thought it was no big deal, but He was like, no. Maybe and it's a dumb thing anyway. When I had sex the one time when I was high, I just felt like a dog humping away, It's dumb. Okay, that's it. That's the end. Said all I needed to say. This is me. This is me. Pray for me. Goodbye.